Hello, financial freedom seekers. Welcome back to our channel where we decode the mysteries of money making. It shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that some of the most stressful jobs have a high burnout rate. After all, with the constant stress and pressure of meeting deadlines, it's no wonder that some people can't take it anymore. We've compiled a list of some of the most common high burnout rate jobs, so if you're feeling stressed out at work, you're not alone. 1. Sales. If you're looking for a high-paying jobs with no degree required, sales might fit the bill. However, the pressure to meet quotas can be intense in any sales job, and that pressure can quickly lead to burnout. Salespeople often work long hours, trying to make that next big sale, which can be highly discouraging when they don't meet their goals. 2. Teaching. Teachers have one of the most critical jobs in the world, but it's also one of the most stressful. Teachers are constantly trying to juggle their workload with their students' needs, and finding a good balance can be challenging. 3. Nursing. Nurses have to deal with a lot of stress daily. They're responsible for the health and well-being of their patients, and they often work long hours. As a result, it's not uncommon for nurses to feel burned out from the demands of their job. 4. Social work. Social workers often deal with difficult situations and can be exposed to stress. This is because they regularly work with people through tough times and often deal with difficult emotions. 5. Dental hygienist. Who loves going to the dentist? Probably not many people. But someone has to do it, and that is often a dental hygienist. Dental hygienists have to deal with a lot of different patients, and they often have to work in uncomfortable positions. 6. Law enforcement. You don't need to be a fan of cop shows to know that being a law enforcement officer is stressful. Police officers often have to deal with dangerous situations, and they also have to deal with the public. 7. Military. The military is a high-stress environment, and it can be challenging to adjust to constant change. Military personnel are often deployed to different locations and must be away from their families for long periods. 8. Information technology. Surprisingly, sitting in front of a computer all day can be stressful, but it's true. People who work in the IT field often have to deal with tight deadlines, and they often have to work long hours. 9. Retail. Working in retail can be a bit of a thankless job. Retail workers often deal with angry or upset customers and must be on their feet constantly. 10. Chiropractor. Chiropractors often have to deal with a lot of physical stress. They're constantly lifting and moving patients, and they often have to work in awkward positions. If that's not enough, they also have to deal with the stress of running their own business. 11. Air traffic controller. While air traffic controller is one job that pays well with little or no experience, it's probably not surprising that they have a high stress level. They're responsible for the safety of the passengers on the plane, and they have to be constantly alert. So the next time you're on a plane, take a moment to think about the air traffic controller and how difficult their job is. 12. Event planner. Event planners have to deal with a lot of last-minute changes, and they often have to work long hours. They're also responsible for ensuring everything goes according to plan, which can be a lot of pressure. 13. Journalist. You probably don't envy the job of a journalist. They often deal with difficult people and are constantly under deadline pressure. But being a journalist can also be very rewarding and a great way to make a difference. 14. Public relations. Public relations is a high-stress job that's all about cleaning up the messes of others. If you're good at it, you can often find yourself in the middle of a crisis. But if you're not good at it, you can quickly find yourself out of a job. 15. Chef. Television has turned the chef into a rock star, but in reality, being a chef is filled with lots of hard work and stress. Restaurant work is complex and often doesn't pay very well. Being a chef isn't as glamorous as it seems on TV. 16. Psychologist. You'd have to be nuts to want to be a psychologist. Psychologists often deal with patients going through difficult times and must be careful not to get too emotionally involved. 17. Social worker. Social workers often deal with some of the most challenging situations imaginable. It's not unheard of for social workers to deal with child abuse, domestic violence, and other traumatic situations. You need a thick skin to be a social worker. 18. Judge. No one is happy with a judge's decision, no matter what it is. A judge has to be impartial and often has to make decisions that can impact the lives and freedom of others. It's a weighty responsibility and one that can be very stressful. 19. Nuclear engineer. Imagine what it would be like to look at a nuclear meltdown daily. Unfortunately, that's the reality for nuclear engineers. They must constantly be on the lookout for potential problems and prepared for the worst. 20. Doctor. Doctors have one of the most important jobs in the world, but it's also one of the most stressful. They have to deal with sick and injured patients, and they often have to make life or death decisions. 21. Lawyer. No matter what area of law you practice, it's bound to be stressful. Lawyers often deal with demanding clients and constantly worry about losing cases. Even lawyers in the corporate world have to deal with a lot of stress. 22. Electrical technician. If you fear electricity, then being an electrical technician is probably not your job. This is because electrical technicians often have to work with high-voltage electricity and be very careful not to get injured. 23. School principal. Being a school principal is a lot like being a parent. You have to deal with misbehaving kids, and you have to try to get them to learn. It's a thankless job, and it seems that everyone hates you. 24. Surgeon. Surgeons must be very careful when operating, and even a tiny mistake can have serious consequences. A surgeon also has to be able to deal with the stress of knowing that people's lives are in their hands. If all that isn't enough, then there's the blood and guts to deal with too. 25. Forensic science technician. There's been a million TV shows about forensic science technicians, but in reality, it's not as glamorous as it seems. Forensic science technicians often have to deal with gruesome crime scenes and be able to keep a cool head. 26. Plumber. No one likes to think about what happens when the toilet backs up, but it's a reality for plumbers. Plumbers have to deal with disgusting things and often work in uncomfortable positions. While being a plumber is a job that can easily make $100,000, plumbers often have to work holidays and wake up at all hours of the night. 27. Garbage collector. Garbage collectors have to deal with smelly trash, and they often have to work in hot weather. It's a dirty and dangerous job, and it's not one that most people would want. It's also not unheard of for garbage collectors to stumble upon dead bodies and other gruesome things. No wonder it's on the list of high-paying jobs that nobody wants to do. 28. Taxi driver. Taxi drivers often have to deal with aggressive and drunk passengers. They also have to put up with traffic, and they often have to work long hours. If all that isn't enough, there's also the danger of being robbed. 29. Truck driver. Truck drivers in the movies seem like they have the perfect job, but it's not always that great. Truck drivers must be away from home for long periods and often have to deal with traffic and bad weather. They also have to be very careful not to get into accidents. 30. Correctional officer. Someone has to watch the bad guys, and that job falls to correctional officers. Correctional officers work with some of the world's most dangerous criminals and must be constantly alert. They could be seriously injured or even killed if they make one simple mistake. 31. Affiliate marketing. No stress and more money. Check out my affiliate links below. Thank you so much for watching this video. We appreciate your continued support and look forward to serving you with more exciting videos in the future. We hope it has been helpful in understanding the world of passive income and affiliate marketing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and comment below and turn on your notifications so you never miss a video from Passive Income Journey 777.